Well, that was awful, wasn't it? I mean, it's never good losing 3-0 anywhere you go, even though it's in a away ground. And now our away sort of performances haven't been great this season. Some of them have been half decent, but it wasn't great yet again from the lads. Maybe a bit of fatigue in there. I do believe that's what it was, because some of the players just, they didn't look really tired today, but they didn't look, I don't want to say up for it, but Everton were definitely more up for it. We'll put it that way. Full time, Everton 3, Newcastle United 0. I mean, they deserved to win the game. Did they deserve to win 3-0? Maybe. I mean, it was just a weird game. Newcastle had chances with Miggy in the first 15 minutes, was it? Alexander Isak with his header. We couldn't take them. Everton had so many chances where McNeil had another chance and he put it past the post. It was just a very, very, pardon me, missful game from both teams, but unfortunately, Everton had the more chances and Everton took the more chances in that game. It's just a shame for Newcastle United. I think Kieran Trippier will get all the blame. And look, I'm real on this channel. Kieran Trippier is the reason for the first 2 goals. Why we conceded them? Look, I'm not saying Kieran Trippier is bad. And before anyone says, oh, you're saying this about Trippier, Kieran Trippier for me is one of the most important signings in Newcastle United history. He's an absolutely unreal footballer in the first place. One of the best right backs in the world. He was the gateway for other world class players to come here and say, look, I'm Kieran Trippier. I've been in a Euros final. I've been in a semi-final with England in a World Cup. I've won the league in Atletico in Spain with Atletico Madrid, where Real and Barca are. I've played for Spurs and all that. I've been in Man City's academy. He has been unreal for Newcastle, but I'm talking about today, and he cost us those 2 goals today. Unfortunately, he lost balance on the first one, which it's not really his fault, but look, he lost balance, so he is going to be blamed there. On the second one, he gave the ball away, and on the third one, I actually believe he played better one side, which isn't entirely his fault. But look, we can't hide it that he isn't at fault for them goals. He is, but we didn't play particularly poor today. We genuinely didn't play extremely bad. It wasn't a 3-0 game from our performance point, but yet again, Everton had more than 3 chances, and unfortunately for us, they took them 3 goals. There probably should have been a couple up at the break. I said in my match preview, Everton were going to be a very hard team to beat. And they were just that today, weren't they? They really showed the fight at home. They really, really did. I wasn't expecting that, because when I went to Goodison Park last season and we beat Everton 4-1, it was 4-1. Yes, it was 4-1. I didn't hear a peep from the crowd. And that, I'm on my life, that I didn't hear a peep from the crowd. I didn't hear one singular chant. But the crowd being up for Everton's team today was a really, really big boost for them. In my opinion, I don't know what our downfall was today. There's one thing which I really want to pick up on, though, and that was Alexander Isak. It wasn't his performance, but how on earth is Alexander Isak not getting the service? That's the main thing with Alexander Isak. He's an unbelievable footballer. For me, he's one of the best in the world. How this man can be a poacher, a fantastic finisher, but be unreal on the ball as well. It's honestly, there's very few players like him. One mentioned, Thierry Henry, of course. When you don't give the service to Alexander Isak, that damages his performance in itself. Like on my player ratings on TikTok, he gets a low performance basically because of other people. If you can't give your striker sort of service, and he's not going to score, is he? So unfortunately we couldn't get him the service today. Gordon, I think the occasion got the better of him today, which was very unfortunate. I thought this was the sort of occasion which Gordon would thrive off, which would be absolutely unreal. I think it did get to his head sometimes when he was shooting and it was going over the bar, unfortunately for him. Miggy, I thought, had one of his worst games in a black and white shirt. He was pretty wasteful. Maybe should have scored that chance at the start. Joe Linton, I thought Joe Linton was actually the best of a bad bunch today, which it does make it sound bad. I'm not trying to slate the lads here, but I'm just keeping it real how it is. I'm showing how the performance was. I'm just going to say it again. I'm so grateful for the takeover, all of that bloody blah. I love the lads. I back the lads. I have a season ticket. I have for 3 years now, but I'm just showing the performance as it was today. Please don't give us any backlash, man. I'm just trying to say how it is. But Joe Linton was pretty decent today. Set Miggy up for that, of course. Was an absolute workhorse in midfield, as he always is. Bruno, I didn't say too much of Bruno today, if I'm being honest. I genuinely didn't. He played a couple of good passes, but me saying he played a couple of good passes probably shows how our performance went today. Lewis Miley had 2 shots, actually, which I thought could have been better. Probably if it went on target, they would have trouble pick for 110%, especially the first one, which went over the bar. The second one was a bit bobbled. Miggy hit that over the bar, unfortunately. Tino Livramento, I would say solid as always. He didn't play it too well, but look, he was yet again one of the best in a bad bunch. Wasn't the best, but one of the best. Fabian Sean Lascelles. It's weird when I say they didn't have too much to do, but they kind of did have a lot on the hands. I thought Everton were very, very well on the press today. That's why they did good against Newcastle. They were so well on the press. They countered Newcastle very, very well, which all due respect, that's why they won the game. At right back, I've already touched on Kieran Trippier. You have now Martin Dubravka. I don't know what it is. I trust Dubravka 110%. I mean, the first 2 goals, you can't do anything about them. They were absolutely smashed in by McNeil and Doucouré. Nothing he could have done about them. I mean, it was the opposite side in the second one. Christ, he wasn't getting a hand of that. The third one, though, went through his legs. It's never nice to get nutmegged as a keeper, like, is it? It's never nice. I thought Shaw slipped off for that goal, if that was Shaw tracking him. I think I vividly remember it in my head that he was just slipped off for a second. Look, it's not a great performance from the lads today, is it? I'm not looking forward to the weekend. We've got Spurs away 3 days' time. It's barely any time for these lads to recover. They already look fatigued as it is. I don't want to be negative, but seriously, Spurs, they are high and flying. I think they actually got beat by West Ham 2-1. It stands as I'm recording right now, 2-1 to West Ham. But Spurs are a formidable team. They are fantastic. I know they've fallen off a little bit recently, but they've got the determination in the fight. They've got injuries like us, actually. But when you look at it, we're going into Spurs' ground. We've got no time to recover, and we're already looking knackered. We're going to have to adapt to a new team, a new system, a new manager, and a new ground in the space of 3 days. So we're going to have 1 day of rest, or even tomorrow. These lads are it'll be 2 days until we'll play Spurs. It's mental for these lads. It seriously is football hell. But the mentality of them, that's what I like about this squad. The mentality of this team is absolutely unbelievable. No matter what challenges, I've already said it. I mean, Everton, 3 days later, Spurs, 3 days later, Milan in a European deciding game. 3 days later, back in the Premier League with Luton, is it, or maybe 4 days later? It's 4 days later, I believe it is. 3 days after that, Nottingham Forest in the Prem. 3 days after that, Chelsea in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. I believe that's how it goes. If not, I may be a bit wrong, sorry. It might be Chelsea before Notts Forest or whatever, blah. But we've just got all these games coming, and I back the lads, as I usually do. As I always do, that's not what this is about. I'm just telling the performance how it is today. We didn't play well. We played off decent, but Everton played better. Everton won the game, so that's how it's meant to go. I know what you're feeling. It's never nice to take losses. I mean, it's usually is. I mean, look at the losses. Against Man City, I was never butthurt from that game. But the other losses from the season, like Liverpool at home, Brighton away, and this away, not really today's game because Everton were the better game, but them two, Brighton and Liverpool, Christ, I was butthurt off them. But it's never nice to get beaten, especially 3-0, which it does sound weird because I'm going to go back to the yet again. It doesn't seem like a 3-0 game, but Everton had a lot of chances. It's a weird one, but if you know what I mean, I can't really describe it. It's a weird game. But look, Newcastle played half decent today. We didn't deserve the 3 points. We haven't got the 3 points, so we can't really complain. On the Spurs. That's all we've got to say, lads. We'll back the manager, we'll back the lads as always. I mean, I don't even know why I'm saying that. It's probably because when I do give an opinion, people are like, oh, why don't you back the lads? I mean, I've never said that in my life. Of course I'm going to back them. But there we'll have it, full time. Everton 3. Newcastle United 0 at Goodison Park. Was it meant to be? Maybe, with the Anthony Gordon, the Jordan Pickford stuff, and him laughing at the end of the game. I can't wait to see him at St James's Park. Anyways, if you did enjoy the video, we'll see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, for whatever it is, whatever news. Match preview for Spurs will be coming up. Thank you very much for watching this. I appreciate it. Even though these are all got your heads down, I do appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, the subscribe button. I think I'm less than 5 subscribers off 3,000 now, which is going to be an absolute milestone for me. Thank you very much, people. Go and enjoy your night, no matter what. Go and enjoy it. Anyways, I'll see you all later. Thank you very much. Love you all.